Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Emanuel. Main Street in the town of Addison, which is part of State Route 417, is closed indefinitely. The closure is caused by buildings on that street being deemed unsafe after a roof collapse. Our Maggie Hall has the latest from Addison.
Demolition began at 39 Main Street in Addison today after code enforcement deemed the building unsafe. A big section of the main drag in the village has been cordoned off by caution tape. A red danger keep out tape also marks the area unsafe, accompanied by red and pink vacancy notices on 39 Main Street and 3 buildings surrounding it. Both commercial and residential tenants have been asked to vacate the premises. 39 Main Street was formerly known as Western Auto Shop, a flower store, a pet store, and recently the commercial space was left vacant. Only 39 Main has been demoed. Middletown Historical Society, the Main Grill, and Oopsie Daisy will not be impacted by the demolition, despite the vacancy notices on their doors. It is unknown at this time if anyone was hurt in the roof collapse. While no significant structural damage could be seen from the front, a slight cave-in can be seen from the back of 39 Main Street along with a tarp. The residential properties in the upper levels and back of the buildings received vacancy notices as well. Instead of using Main Street, folks will have to go all the way around, taking Wambaugh Street. It is unclear at this time how long Main Street will be closed. Big Fox News will continue to bring you updates. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Addison.
A slow start to the work week for thousands of people after a collapsed overpass on Interstate 95 causes delays and traffic jams. CB Cotton has more.
We go from dirty air to now we got a broken down highway.
A commuter nightmare in northeast Philadelphia, a tanker truck catching fire on Interstate 95 early Sunday, collapsing an elevated section of the highway. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported, but the collapse closing several miles of I-95's north and southbound lanes indefinitely.
I plan to issue a disaster declaration, allowing the Commonwealth to immediately draw down federal funds and move quickly to repair and reconstruct this roadway.
Our federal highway administrator is on the ground right now.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has reportedly assured Pennsylvania's governor there will be no delay with federal funds requested to make repairs. Overnight, crews were already clearing debris from the site. However, authorities warn it could take months before the road reopens. While crews work, drivers are being warned to expect extensive delays and street closures.
We are all going to need some extra patience in the coming days. Please work with us as we work through this.
Detours have been set up and additional SEPTA service is available to help with travel needs. For some commuters, however, this brings little comfort since the section of I-95 that collapsed was part of a more than $200 million reconstruction project that wrapped up about 4 years ago.
It's already taken them 20 years just to redo that, and it's probably going to take another 20 to fix it.
Multiple agencies, including the NTSB, are now investigating the cause of the fire and the collapse. In Philadelphia, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Syracuse police say at least 13 people were either shot, stabbed, or hit by cars early Sunday morning. It happened just after midnight. Syracuse police officers responded to a shots fired call. According to officers, when they arrived, they found a large gathering of hundreds of people in the street. Well, according to a release, officers found several people that were either shot, stabbed, or hit by cars taking off from the scene after the shots were fired. According to officers, all victims are expected to survive. The Southern Finger Lakes Pride Festival went off without a hitch. This past Saturday, people filled Market Street for local vendors, drag performances, and live music. A walking queer history tour was offered as well. Pride events in the area aren't over. Ithaca's Pride Festival will be this upcoming weekend, and it includes a parade and a dance party. The parade will happen June 16th with a block party on the 17th. The Elmira Sam's Club will host a car show to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For a $10 donation, you can support the Miracle Network and enjoy cars of all types. Oh Boy Barbecue will provide food at the event. The car show begins Sunday at 10 a.m. Tags is celebrating 30 years of music this Friday. The Michelob Ultra Summer Stage at Tags will host Tusk, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band, to celebrate. Gates will open at 6 this Friday with the music starting at 8:30. Fireworks will follow, and then music will continue until 11. You can buy your tickets online at the website on your screen. It's the start of what will be a historic week for our country. Former President Donald Trump being arraigned on federal criminal charges, while also being a leading contender for 2024. Doug Luzader reports from Washington.
We expect the arraignment on those federal charges to take place tomorrow in Miami, and the former president is defiant and pressing forward with his campaign.
It's called election interference. That's what they're doing now. This is election interference.
The former President Donald Trump speaking to Republicans in North Carolina, railing against federal prosecutors and the Biden administration.
You're watching Joe Biden try to jail his leading political opponent. Think of it. This is like third world country stuff.
Trump maintains his innocence in the face of 37 federal counts related to his handling of documents and his response to investigators. Even his former attorney general is acknowledging the severity of the charges.
If even half of it is true, then he's toast.
One of Trump's lawyers says the former president had a right to declassify documents and that he's being singled out compared to others who retained classified information, including President Biden, former Vice President Mike Pence, and former White House rival Hillary Clinton. And a plea deal is out of the question, she says.
You plea when you've done something wrong or when you have no shot. We have strong defenses.
And there's also the question of timing here. Trump may waive his right to a speedy trial, meaning special counsel Jack Smith could be right up against the 2024 election.
This is going to be a race to the end of the runway and whether Smith can make it. If it goes beyond the election, you have this looming question of a pardon or even a self-pardon by an elected Donald Trump.
And we will hear from former President Trump after the arraignment tomorrow. He plans to speak Tuesday night from his home in New Jersey. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
An Obama-era rule requiring airlines to advertise the full price of their flights up front could be removed. The House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee unveiled a proposal that would allow airlines to advertise the base airfare of their flight. That doesn't include taxes or fees, but the airlines must disclose the total price of the flight in some other way. Consumer advocates are not happy. They say if the proposal is enacted, it would create less transparency when booking flights in the future. Your complete workweek forecast is next. Plus this.
A popular summertime food could spell more trouble for an endangered species of whale. I'm Anita Vogel. That story and much more coming right up.
Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. As we have been stepping our way into the middle of June, Mother Nature's been keeping us on our toes. Now, the start of the month was a very warm and dry one. We had high temperatures climbing into those 90s, but then we've been seeing that last week really started to bring us some shifting temperatures. We even saw lows falling into those 40s, highs holding into those 60s Wednesday through Friday, bringing us 15 degrees below average on Thursday. Now, the good news is that this time of the year, if we were able to get that sunshine and that right wind direction, temperatures can rebound pretty significantly seasonal on Saturday to even above average on Sunday. Now, that was changed pretty quickly today as we did work back in underneath some wet conditions. That's keeping us cooler than average, and we're seeing that our 7-day does still bring some seasonal days, but generally looking at the forecast even through June 22nd, below average conditions could continue to hang on to the region, so we'll have to keep an eye on those temperatures. It doesn't look record cold, but there's going to be little chills in the air, especially as we stay active with these rain showers. Now, moderate rain showers we're picking up as we quickly stepped into the afternoon. We're even looking at accumulations that could be exceeding 1 inch to 2 inches, and we'll get those official reports tomorrow as these rain showers diminish overnight. And note that through the overnight, we do see some quick clearing following this system, so some good news to at least give us a quick break break and allow for some seasonal sunshine around before we will be under a pretty active weather pattern then for the rest of the week, as we'll see that the system that has been bringing us some rain showers today will then follow up with another round of rain showers on Wednesday. This one not looking as rich when it comes to the moisture field, so staying closer to about 1/4 of an inch of accumulation, but due to how much rainfall we were receiving today, that could stress for some potential of some flooding concerns, especially in flood-prone areas that have maybe saw some rises to creeks and rivers, as well as just regions that maybe dealt with that downpour, and then we'll have some standing water with any excessive rainfall setting up Wednesday. And there's more rain to come along a frontal system that will pass Thursday into Friday, continuing to keep temperatures from reaching above average. Again, it's not going to be a brisk forecast where we're cold the whole time. We're still going to have some at least near seasonal days like we see setting up here for our Tuesday. Now, what's helpful for our Tuesday is that sunshine and that southwesterly wind that brings us into those mid-70s, where average is about those upper 70s. So we do still trend below average by a few degrees, but it's at least with a little bit of that break from some sunshine. Now, as we're ushered back underneath cloud cover and showery weather, it is going to feel a little cooler for sure on Wednesday, with generally looking at 60s for high temperatures. Might see a few 70s for highs, but we'll stay under some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. We'll get another short break early on Thursday, which will allow for just another quick rebound, but then we have some showery weather that will take us into Friday, and again, watching maybe another weekend rebound with that sunshine in place.